What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another video. First and foremost, I want to say I've been seeing my subscriber count going up, so I want to give a big shout out to y'all. I appreciate that. I appreciate y'all. Um, it's encouraging, to see it climbing, even if it's just one, two, three a week. I appreciate that, and I hope y'all finding some value and um, knowledge from this. So thank y'all. All right. So today's video is going to be, when is it time for you to leave, and when is it time for you to let go? This is going to be specifically for relationships, but it can what's the word? I just had a brain freeze. It can be applied. It can apply to multiple areas of your life. So when you start seeing signs, you gotta learn to trust your gut, man. You got a gut for a reason. You have an instinct for a reason. You have to learn to trust it. You have to learn to trust it. It's there for a reason. It's not going to steer you wrong 99.9% of the time. And even if what you thought it was wrong, it could just be you. Like, you maybe misinterpreted it, or you were, under some type of influence emotionally, physically, where it kind of altered and skewed what was actually going on. But you got to trust your gut. That's the first thing you can do. Trust your gut. Your gut's telling you something's not right. Believe it. Believe it. I remember in my past relationship, there was a period, a good few weeks, where I felt like something was off. I felt like something was off. I'm like, man, something's not right with this. Like, something's not right with her. Something definitely going on. I kept ignoring it. I kept ignoring it, ignoring it. Finally, one day, I'll do this. But I took it upon myself to figure out what was going on. Man, I found a whole new world. And every single thing I thought, actually, there were things that was going on I didn't even think could be possible that was going on. And you gotta trust your gut, man, and just believe it. I found out so many different things that was going on behind the scenes, and this was one of several situations and circumstances where, instead of leaving and letting it all go, I stayed. I don't know what was wrong with me. I was acting so stupid, but I stayed. You start seeing the person is distant. No, you don't just go and leave. Like, you can attempt to talk, especially if they're trying to talk back and open up back. But if you're seeing this consistent behavior, if they're being super distant, if you're seeing they're refusing to communicate, and they are not willing to, like, try and get to a solution, it's gonna be time to go. If you see when they on their phone, they always gotta turn it away from you. You sitting right there, they turn it away from you so they can use your phone. It's time to go. If you see every time you got your phone, they gotta flip it around and flip it down, It's time to go. It's time to go. When you get called out your name and the disrespect is major, it's time to go, man. You do not need to stay. Because what have I told y'all before? You let one thing slide, it's gonna grow and continue to compound, and they're gonna do more and more and more disrespectful things and things that's gonna hurt you. You gotta let it go. You gotta go. You gotta leave. If you see, I mean, there's common sense things like that should be a given in relationships. If you see they're constantly crossing boundaries, talking to other men, you know, putting your business out there, and not respecting like boundaries that you set, things that you guys communicated about, like, you gotta go, bro. You gotta go. You can't stay in that situation like that. When you start seeing these things, man, don't doubt yourself. Don't think it's gonna get better, because 99% of the time it's not. Especially when they're continuously doing it. But if you're catching it the first time, it shouldn't be something continuously that's happening. But if for some reason you in a situation, you got some crazy thinking going on, like I was, like after one time, two times, like three times, the max, you gotta go. There's no reason why things should be happening multiple times when it's 100% clearly obvious. This is intentional. They know what they're doing, and they're purposely disrespecting you. They're purposely stepping out. You gotta go. You got to go. So those are like some telltale signs. Like, all right, gotta pack my stuff and get out. And also sometimes, like, when you start seeing these things, they've been thinking about it for at least several weeks, sometimes even several months in advance. Well in advance. So that means they're about to leave too. But they trying to make sure they leave you in the worst position possible. I don't know why that is, man. From my experience and several other guys' experience, but it's like before they leave, they try and do as much damage as possible. In most cases. Some cases it could just be you're just a piece of shit and you just sucked. But if you trying, you working, you trying to be better, you trying to work it out, and they're still doing that, it's like it's a character thing. Because when these things are consistently happening, they are already planning to leave. They just trying to make sure they leave you damaged. And that's just like their farewell gift before they go. But you don't gotta do all of that. You don't gotta be petty. We're not being little babies. We're not being little girls. We just leave completely. We don't have to, you know, be on some get back gang or anything like that. You peep it, you observe it, you confirm this is definitely happening. I'm not tripping. And you go. And that's something else I'm gonna talk about. Gaslighting. And I hate, I kind of hate that and narcissists and all these things because I feel like a lot of people overuse that, but it definitely happens. And you don't want somebody trying to convince you something is not happening or something was not done when it 1,000% was happening and it was done. But that's another video. But yeah, man, you see it, you peep it, get out, get out. You don't need to wait for it. It's time to go, and that's the video. Deuces.